All right, Sonic 3's been out for a bit, and I gotta say, this movie's pretty good. This franchise keeps pushing its boundaries, taking leaps with each film, and stepping out of its comfort zone to give fans exactly what they want. And today we're gonna dive into what makes this movie a standout amongst its predecessors. Sonic 3 picks up after the events of the last two films with the reveal of Shadow's existence. The film follows Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails trying to stop Shadow from causing havoc around the world, forcing them to work with Eggman while uncovering some secrets about Gun, Shadow, and Robotnik's heritage. First off, let's talk about how much focus the Sonic characters get in this film. Unlike the first film, which played it safe with its road trip plot, and the second film, which got bogged down by its human-centric scenes like the infamous wedding subplot, Sonic 3 shifts gears. The human characters Tom and Maddie are kept to a minimum, with the spotlight staying on the characters we actually care about: Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Shadow, Eggman, Stone, etc., showing how more comfortable the movies are with utilizing the more fantastical creatures in the Sonic series. Now let's move on to the main attraction of the film, Sonic and Shadow. Their dynamic is great with them both being reflections of each other, showing what either of them could be depending on the choices they made in the past they took. Keanu Reeves as Shadow did honestly a great job at portraying Shadow's rage and struggle throughout the film. I think the movie itself handled his backstory really well, making him a complex and really sympathetic character, and also a great foil to Sonic. Ben Schwartz as Sonic was also great. He brought the same hyperactive energy he brought from the other two films, making Sonic just as lovable. I think this movie handles Sonic's character pretty well, with him maturing even more in this movie, really showing how far his character has come throughout these films. Now, as for Jim Carrey playing Eggman, he's just as funny and chaotic as he ever was in the last two films, and he even gets his own arc and has a pretty satisfying conclusion. Jim Carrey also plays Gerald Robotnik, Eggman's grandfather, and he plays him pretty similarly to Eggman, but it never feels overwhelming or overdone when they're both together on screen. And even with him acting similar to Eggman, he also has like a little depth to his character that sets him apart from his grandson. But that being said, Gerald doesn't really get enough screen time to really delve into his motivations. For someone so central to the plot, his character kind of feels unexplored, and just a few scenes probably would have made him a lot more compelling character. Now, as for the side characters in the film, Stone's relationship with Eggman also gets a bit more focus, culminating into a surprisingly heartfelt moment in the end. And as for Knuckles and Tails, played by Idris Elba and Colin O'Shaughnessyh, respectively, are just as good as they were in the last film. But the characters don't get too much development this time, but they both still get some nice moments throughout the film. Now, as for the action in the film, it's easily the best out of the three movies, with the final battle being a real treat for casual moviegoers and Sonic fans alike, just giving a lot of fan service. And as for the highlight of the movie, Sonic and Shadow's climactic face-off is great, with it not just being a visual spectacle, but also being packed with a lot of emotional conflict. Shadow's complexity as a character and his role as Sonic's perfect foil, along with Sonic's development as a character, makes this the best showdown in the franchise thus far. Overall, Sonic 3 is a great addition to the franchise, easily the best yet. It's action-packed, mostly resonant, and honestly, I'm excited to see what this franchise pulls out next. I'd rate this an 8 out of 10. What about you? What do you think of Sonic 3? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more reviews. I'm just some critic, and I'm signing off.